Now that the plants have grown about a foot since we've planted, we're putting another clip on. You can see the only thing holding up the plant is one clip up to the tomato hook. So today we are putting the second clip on. And there's a little spot for the string there. Goes in there. Kind of difficult to do it with one hand. And snap it on the plant. We take the tomato clip, put it on the string, snap it on the plant, and it's good to go for another week. Here is a sucker that we're pruning today. Each plant grows a sucker at each branch, and we have to take those off to keep the tomato plant down to one main stem. Otherwise we'll have a big bush with a bunch of small tomatoes. Every sucker will turn into a new plant if we don't prune them. So every week we take the sucker off at the top. This one actually has two. See how it's, we call this a twin top. It's starting to branch off into two separate plants, so we got to keep that down to one main plant. So we'll prune that off. And this one also has suckers on down. There's a nice big one. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 suckers. Another very important task we do in here is when the tomatoes are about marble size, and we can actually see if they're good tomatoes or not, we trim them down to, oh, my scissors aren't very good, 4 tomatoes, sometimes 3 tomatoes. But if we leave 5 or 6 or 7 tomatoes on there, we get a bunch of small ones. We want big tomatoes. Six tomatoes. Cut that off there. Now we got 4 nice ones. When we have a cluster like this with 3 tomatoes that are fairly the same size and a 4th one that's way off, we usually trim that one down to 3 tomatoes. Now we'll get 3 nice sized tomatoes all maturing at about the same time. And up here we have 5 tomatoes. So we'll trim that one down to probably 4. Today is March 5th, 2014, and we just planted tomatoes yesterday, March 4th. And we got some nice sunny weather today, giving us some free heat. And these things were tall. Some of them were a foot over the stakes, the bamboo stakes. There's the top of the stake. You can see they grew, stretched out a little too much. But we got them in here now. And now it's time to pull all the strings down before they fall over. And we will attach each string with a clip to each plant. And then the plant will grow up the string to the hook. There we got Joel here lowering strings. We got 1,000 plants in this greenhouse, so 1,000 strings have to be lowered. And then we'll clip each string to the plant.